Welcome to your video for the July of 2023 installment of the LouElla Wine Explorers Club. My name is Noel Scherer. I am the manager of retail and e-commerce here at LouElla Wine, Beer, and Beverage, and I want to thank you for continuing to go on this vinous journey with us. I hope you're having as much fun being in the club as we're having finding wines for you. The first wine in your 4-pack for July comes from Spain, from the region of Galicia, specifically Rías Baixas. This is the Do Ferreiro dos Forrados Albarino. Many of you probably have had the wines of Do Ferreiro before. It's one of the core estates that we really enjoy working with here. It's an estate that's been pretty much the benchmark producer for wines in the Rías Baixas region for many, many decades now. The winery was first founded back in 1973. It was one of the first estates in the region to actually fight for Rías Baixas to become its own denomination. And today, Manuel and Encarna Mendez, the brother and sister of team who are the children of the original founder of the estate, are now running things. This particular cuvee, the Dos Forrados, is very, very interesting. This is a cuvee that comes from a single vineyard site called Adina, which they also have a bottling of. But this one harkens back to an old school style of winemaking for the area. A Forrado was a 500-liter neutral wooden container that wine used to be traditionally made in this area. And so for this cuvee, it is basically a callback to that old time, and they make two dos, barrels of this size of this wine every year only. Mostly Rías Baixas wines are made in stainless steel, including most of the wines from Do Ferreiro. So aging wine in oak, albeit neutral, is very, very unusual for today. This region is very, very interesting. It's very much like the Burgundy region in that it was traditionally, all the vineyards were owned by monasteries. So just like in Burgundy, all the vineyard sites are parcellated up into tiny, tiny little sections. So Do Ferreiro actually farms about 100 different individual plots throughout the subzone of Salnes. This is a really fantastic white wine. It's crisp, it's mineral, it's very complex, and has a wonderful textured finish. There is a tiny little bit of a cedary note in the finish from the oak, but it is not overwhelmed by the oak at all. In fact, it is extremely well integrated into the wine. Any kind of grilled seafood that you're doing for dinner this summer, this wine is going to be absolutely phenomenal with that. So I hope you enjoy it. Regular price for this is normally $58 on our shelf. The club price for you in the month of July is $46.40, so if you'd like some more, let us know, but this one is in extremely short supply, so let us know as soon as possible if you want to get some more. Enjoy. No summertime 4-pack could be complete without some rosé. So for your July rosé, I've selected the 2022 Mas Julien Coteaux de Languedoc Rosé. Mas Julien is the property of winemaker Olivier Julien, truly one of the most important and transformative winemakers in the Languedoc region. He has done more than almost any other winemaker in the area for increasing the overall quality of winemaking in the Languedoc, an area where 50 years ago was making pretty much just indifferent bulk wines, now has quite a few great estates, possibly led by Mas Julien. This is a wine that year in and year out is one of the most complex, rich, age-worthy rosés that I get to taste. This is a blend of traditional grapes from the region, Cinsault, Carignan, and Mourvèdre. The blend changes from vintage to vintage. It's all fermented with natural yeast and actually aged in a mixture of different ages of wood vessels, which is quite different than most rosé wines being made today, which are almost typically done only in stainless steel. Of course, these are older casks, so you're not getting an oaky flavor on this wine, but aging them in oak does allow the wine to develop, get some oxygen, get broader and richer. This is a big, big rosé. This is not a rosé to have just quaffing on its own. This is a rosé to have with food. You can have it with steak, grilled chicken, anything with a really strong, robust flavor. And if you want to get a few extra bottles, stash them away for 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 years. This is a wine that matures beautifully with age. Normal shelf price of the Mas Julien Rosé is $35. Your club price this month is $28. If you want to order some more, just let us know. The next wine in your 4-pack for July comes from California, from Santa Maria Valley, which is the northernmost subappellation of the Santa Barbara Peninsula. This is the 2016 Presqu'île Pinot Noir. This is a winery that I don't know a tremendous amount about. It's a producer whose wines I tasted for the first time in the last couple of years, but I was really taken by the overall quality to price ratio of these wines. Santa Barbara County wines are, of course, known for their plushness, their kind of silky ripeness, but these wines also had a really lovely balance to them as well. Very almost delicate kind of style. Presqu'île, just so you know, is a Creole term. The family that owns this winery actually owned a little property on the Gulf Coast that had been in their family for generations that they used for family gatherings, which unfortunately was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. So when they started this winery, they named it for this place that was so important to their family history. Now, the main reason I chose this wine when I saw it was available for you in the club is because it has some bottle age on it. This is a 2016 Pinot Noir. Most of the time, wines that are available to us to put on our shelves are of a much more recent vintage, and you don't get an opportunity to kind of have pre-matured wines held back at the estate. So I thought it would be really interesting to present to you a California Pinot Noir with 7 years of age on it, and you'll see that it's gotten more complex. Secondary and tertiary flavors and aromas, almost earthier, spicier aromas than just the normal fruit you would get from a Pinot are really starting to come out in this wine. Normal price on the shelf of this wine would be $50. Your club price this month is $40. There's a little bit left with the local distributor, so if you want to get some more, just let me know. The last wine in your 4-pack for July is really cool, I think. This is the Francesco Cadenu Cannonau de Sardinia Perdas Longas. This is a wine from Sardinia, which you don't see a ton of Sardinian wines in the market. There have been more and more coming in over the past 15 to 20 years. This wine is made, as the name says, from 100% Cannonau. Cannonau is a grape variety that is very similar genetically and in its flavor profile to Grenache. So sort of a ripe, sappy, dark red fruits and leathery spiced wine. This comes from a province in Sardinia called Mamoia, which is one of the highest elevation areas on the island. It sits at about 650 meters above sea level. So even though the climate here is quite warm, at this elevation, you get cooler nights, allowing this wine to have really, the grapes of this wine to really have developed gradually, which always adds much more complexity. I really love this wine. I found it extremely soulful, a great blend of earthiness, spice, beautiful ripe fruit, but not overripe. It is a big wine. It is 15% alcohol, and it does have some tannic structure. So this is something you're going to want to have with grilled burgers. Grilled lamb would be fantastic with this. Spicy sausages. So robust summertime grilled food is going to be perfect with this wine. It's all organically grown, hand harvested. Normal shelf price would be $46. Your club price this month is $36.80. This is another wine that's made in tiny production. I think the distributor has a few more cases. So if you want to order some more bottles, let me know as soon as possible. Okay, that is your 4-pack for the month of July. I hope you enjoy all of the wines, and I look forward to talking to you very soon about August's wines. Take care.